In Italy call my friends, wagwan, what? Spaghetti mafia, yo bad gal, shorty, where you from? She from Italia.
The wonderful Jonathan Fior, he's part of INNBC. Am I saying,
yes,
I'm saying that correct, right? So I'm going to let him start talking about his project. We did have him on previously, but from what I'm understanding, there's some big changes in his actual cryptocurrency project. So.
Yes, thank you. Hopefully this time we won't have issues with the connection, as last time we can have some issues. After DeFi, which is Decentralized Finance, another big thing in crypto, in my opinion, is going to be Decentralized Science, DeSci, yes. Even before this term was invented, we were already doing this. So we started as a scientific project. And right now there's a lot of talk about Decentralized Science and Web3, which is basically using the chain for storing data. As we developed a decentralized application to record the data on-chain, to record the scientific data on-chain, we are kind of bringing Web3 into science.
Ivan, do you have a question for him?
Yeah. So the tools that you guys are going to be offering, are they going to be tools in the sense of an application or a web browser tool? Or like how will people access the data that's on chain? And then the second question I wanted to ask is, so let's say that somebody did want to house data on chain, would their chain go on a smart contract, and then would they be sent a transaction ID? And how would this smart contract be altered if their medical records were to update?
All right, so to use the application, it's very simple. You just browse on our web page, and from there is a direct link to the decentralized application page, which is really just a web page which allows you with a simple button to act with the smart contract. So you could directly use a smart contract, but the front-end interface is so that anyone can easily access the smart contract function. So you just press a button instead of manually looking for the specific functions. So it's to provide a very straightforward interface that even someone with no coding knowledge can easily use the application. And then basically what we do is we store the data as a transaction input data, which is a particular space that is in every transaction. So we don't store the data in the smart contract, but we store the data in the transaction itself. So you generate a transaction which contains the data, and you can look for this transaction, and then inside this transaction you can find the text that you just uploaded. And using base 64 encoding, you can turn images into a stream of text, and you upload them as a stream of text. Then you can decode this text back to image, and you have the original image. Same for video, audio, and any other file.
So I have one other question. So there won't be like you guys won't be in charge of trying to verify what people are posting or not. You guys won't have any limitation, because like you said, it's going to be decentralized. So the power of it will be is tool to be decentralized. So the user will have to have user interface experience to understand what they're actually looking for. So I like the platform. I mean, for the platform to be decentralized science, I mean, you don't think, I mean, the average Joe Blow guys from the 7-Eleven shouldn't probably be on there searching medical research, right? So he probably won't get anywhere that he wants to get. So I like that theme of it. And then, so what will there be, I guess when you guys go out and you look for potential scientists to onboard, are you guys targeting different like scientist chapters, or are you guys going after universities, or is it just going to be like a free-based site?
All right. So for example, for research scientists, if you want to publish an article, you need to have enough data for the article to make sense, because it has to be relevant. So if you don't have enough data, but you still want to protect this data before publishing it, especially if you work in large teams where your data may be seen by other people. So we can use the chain for this. So one use of the blockchain is, for example, instead of using preprint servers, we can use the blockchain, we can use our application. Now, the main advantage is that there's not someone which is going to control this service and approve your data. it's completely independent from any kind of control. And also you have a timestamp telling you exactly, I uploaded this data at this specific time. And also you mentioned something important. We can also identify this data by the specific wallet that generated the transaction. For example, I have an official wallet, which is my official wallet, and all the transactions, all the data uploaded by that wallet is legit data produced by me. So we can easily identify the person uploading the data, giving him like a digital identity, which is his wallet. So we can easily provide identity to the blockchain as well. So
yeah, kind of like the ENS process, so where you could just verify through your ENS and things of that nature. So that's pretty cool. And will there be any charges for uploading data or viewing the data? Like, will users have to pay to view it, or will uploaders have to pay to upload their content?
Yes, there's a fee which you have to pay for uploading the data because it's the cost of the transaction. And but then reading the data is free, so there's just a fee for uploading the data. But then if you think about it, you pay one single fee for having the data stored forever. While with any other service, there might be a time where the server goes offline. So here you pay one time and you have the data stored forever, which I believe it's a great deal.
Oh, sorry. I would say the other benefit to it as well is, like you mentioned, your name is always on it. So if somebody takes your information or the research you've done and tries to apply it to their own and claim it as theirs, you can always go back and look at your data and prove to people that you had this first, right?
Yes, exactly. You can prove that the data was generated at that specific time point and has not been altered since. So you know that the data was originated, for example, in that specific date, and any alteration came after the original data was uploaded. So you can easily track the data. Even if someone was going to use your data, for example, to alter the data and claim it's their work, you could easily check this because the original data was created previously. So the timestamp provides you with proof of authorship.
That's awesome. Yeah, like a chain of data.
Yes, yeah.
What you're doing. That's awesome. Do you have any other developments in the near future that you want people to know about as well? Or
one of our goals in the future is that we want to create like a decentralized organization funding research projects. So as we grow and we have more resources, we plan to create a decentralized organization where holders will have the ability to make votations on which project is the best to receive funding, and it would be extremely helpful to have such an organization. And another thing that we want to do in the future is create our own blockchain, like creating a blockchain specifically for scientific data, like with larger block size, so that you can more easily store larger amounts of data, and a specific blockchain for science.
That's amazing to be able to keep that all in one spot too. That'll be huge.
You know.
Yeah, it sounds super cool, man. I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. And I'm excited for the future. Every time that we meet up, Jonathan, there's new things about your project and new exciting developments. So I'm super pumped for this and glad that you're part of Big One and that we get to experience this. And the first for being in a scientific journal as well, and Big One's name being in there, I think that's amazing. So that's some big news on that end. So I truly appreciate you coming here today, taking the time with me and vibing. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
Questa serie viene sponsorizzata dal token INNBC, la criptovaluta made in Italy che sviluppa applicazioni che rendono la vita di noi scienziati molto più semplice utilizzando la tecnologia blockchain per decentralizzare i dati biomedici.
Inizia lì con my friends, wagwan what? Spaghetti mafia, yo bad gal, shorty, where you from? She from Italia.